hear anything, we are good to go. I'm not really sure where I'm going. I'm gonna try to find a spot. I think there's a place up here that I can I think there's a spot up here that I can film this video, but I'm trying to get some GoPro footage of the little 2000. Bless you. Thank you. I don't know, you see in this bitch. I'm just kidding. I do have AC in this. My AC and my heater still works. Big W. But I don't know where I'm going, but not really this best spot. I should probably shut the fuck up too, because I'm sure you guys can hear me on the GoPro. By the title of the video, you already know what's going on. But I just wanted to try to drive to a little spot where I can just chill and we can talk about everything. So enjoy the GoPro footage, and I'll meet you guys there. I didn't really have this planned out as much as I thought I did. So the GoPro is just sitting on my steering wheel right now. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed like that little POV footage in the beginning. I finally bought a little suction cup to put on my window, and yeah, just gonna try to do some more videos with like the GoPro on the outside of the car. I gotta just play around with all the different spots. I'm sure I could put it up on the front windshield. I could put it on the other side of the car so you can hear the Vortec more. I'm sure I can even slap it in the engine bay. I would just have to find somewhere to put it, but I'm just trying to just get a feel of the little suction cup, and I thought it would be cool to have some footage of that, so hopefully it was all cool. But as you guys can see in the title of the video, today we're going to be talking about how much I spent on the Vortec. You know, should you boost your 2-valve? Should you go a turbo setup? I'm just going to give you guys like a cost breakdown of how much I paid for everything. I'm probably going to list like absolutely everything that's in the car or that I've done to the car, so that you guys can get a rough idea, you know, like, oh, maybe I got to change my motor mounts, or oh, maybe I got to change, you know, my fuel pump, or oh, maybe I got to change, you know, this or that. So just to give you guys an idea, it's literally not it's not that much. I did a lot of preventive, oh my god, I can't even talk, preventative maintenance, basically. Damn, did my GoPro die? Let's go. What's up? Oh, there you go. So yeah, I did a lot of preventive maintenance. Can you fucking sit right, please? There you go. And I bought basically everything new. So this is gonna fall over. I did not come prepared, bro. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you everything that I've put into the car, that I've put into boosting it, you know, piping, everything. And then I'll give you the optional parts and that I put on. I'll give you a cost breakdown of my bag setup and all that. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the Vortec. So for the Vortec's parts list, everything is absolutely new. So we'll start with the big thing, the Vortec V3 kit. I got it with the helicoil gears, which are the cut gears. They came in the V2 and the V1s. They're straight cut gears. And I was supplied that setup by Vortec. They gave me a partial sponsorship on the build. I got it for $3,100. Vortex will normally cost you probably, like, I think on their website it's like $5,600 bucks, or closer to $6,000 depending on what setup you get. I would probably just go with the cheaper option and just have the blower and then just do an intercooler setup like I did. That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't run the Vortec stock. They get really hot, and then, you know, you end up just heat soaking your engine. So I mean, I know a lot of people that run them with just the single intake going straight into the Vortec and then out the fender, and they have no problems. But if you want to make more power, then I'd go with the intercooler setup, especially if you're gonna pulley down. I haven't pulleyed down. I might pulley down eventually to a 3.33, and then that 3.33 will put me at around I believe it's 11 to 12 pounds of boost. I've heard people saying a bunch of different numbers, so I'm the most common I've seen is 12 pounds of boost, or I've seen like 9 to 12 pounds, I would say. But don't quote me on that. That's what I saw in forums like 3 years ago. The 3.6 pulley that comes with the Vortec only makes 5 to 6 pounds, I believe. So yeah, It's not that much. I'm only making 350 horsepower and 352 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, for me, I'm happy with it. I enjoy driving this car so much more now. It really woke up the car. It's fun to drive. It makes cool sounds. I love it so much. I love it. I do not regret buying this setup at all. But we'll continue down the list. So Mishimoto intercooler and piping. The Mishimoto intercooler at the time was $300. Don't know how much it is now. I'll probably try to put a screenshot. And then the piping was just 3-inch turbo piping from Amazon or eBay. It's all the same. And that was $100. Now, to get the piping cut and fabricated and welded, it cost me $700. It was a pretty penny. I don't know how much people usually pay for piping. I have never gotten piping done ever before. I had a friend recommend me to another friend of his that does piping. I'm absolutely happy with how it turned out. I have no issues. He welded everything on for me. I even fucked up and welded or had him weld the MAF sensor backwards, and that's why we couldn't get it tuned for so long. So yeah, so that was $700, but it was worth it. The tile blowout valve, when I bought it at the time, it was on sale. It was $250. I don't know if it's still $250 or if it's like $300. But yeah, I bought that on M8 Performance, and yeah, got that one there. So that's $250. I went with a blow-through style MAF. I believe you can still use a slot style, but I went with a BA 5000 MAF sensor. A lot of people use the HP tuner. I believe that's what it's called, HPX. Yeah, I think it's HPX. That was $280 for the MAF sensor and the wiring for it. It had the adapter harness. The MAF bung itself that it bolts to on the intercooler. I don't know if other people call it other shit. I call it a bung. That bung was $20 on Amazon. Pretty cheap. I also have everything listed in the description if you guys want to check it out. I literally have everything there. All you gotta do, unfortunately I'm not affiliated with YouTube, so you can't click the link, but you can copy and paste it. Very easy. And it'll take you straight to exactly what part you need. Ford Performance 42-pound injectors. Those cost me $310. They're actually 47. I'm sorry, I wrote 42. They're actually 47-pound injectors. Those cost me $310. Injectors, I mean, we all know injectors are expensive. I went with a Dishworks 300M 340 LPH fuel pump. That cost me $180. Funny story is, I actually didn't use it. I bought it, I have it. I dropped this fuel tank, already had one in there. I believe it has a BBK 340 or something like that, which is literally the same thing. Some people will argue BBK makes shit products. I mean, it's running fine for me. I have no issues with it. There was no problems with the tuning. The car ran beautiful before. So I left it in there. And the other reason why I left it in is because the BBK fuel pump, LMR sells them in a pack, in like a package. They're already like just ready to drop in, and that was the one that the previous owner had bought for this car. So he had already put it in, and he never told me anything. So yeah, after all that work, found out the hard way. So I ended up just putting the tank back up. I had bought a brand new tank and everything. I was gonna replace everything, and everything was already freaking new. So we'll go with the spark plugs. NGK TR6 spark plugs. They cost me around 60 to 70 bucks depending on tax. You can get them at AutoZone. Honestly, I think the other day I got them at AutoZone for like 55 bucks or whatever, because I ended up buying another set just in case, and they were like 50 bucks. So I'll put 50 to 70. Obviously you need a tuner to tune the car, so I have an SCT X4. That one cost me $400. Yeah, you obviously need that. I wouldn't really go with Bama. I mean, I don't know. I've never had a Bama tuner. I've always had an SCT tuner, and it works perfectly fine. I had them on both of my cars, no problems. I think a lot more people like tuning with the SCT anyway. We'll go with the SCT analog wiring and the AEM wideband. Were $200. Wideband goes straight into it replaces the rear O2 sensors, and then you have to wire up the SCT analog wiring. There's a guy on YouTube, I forgot what his name is. He has a red GT500. If I find out what his name is, I will put it in the comments. But he has a whole video on how to wire it up and everything. Very easy to follow. Honestly, like after I did it, I was like, wow, this was pretty freaking easy. So I'll see if I can link that in the description. But if you just search up SCT analog wiring or how to set up SCT analog wiring on YouTube, it'll come up. It'll probably be the first video. It's a red GT500. So that, I guess that would be optional. You don't necessarily need a wideband, because I know some people that didn't run a wideband, but for tuning purposes, I got a wideband. I got a Gates HD belt, $100. I don't know the size. I forgot. I think it's 108, I believe, something like that. And then oil catch can was $100 to $200, depending on what catch can you get. You can get a JLT. I did my own catch can setup, so that's why I put $100 to $200, because I bought 10 AN wiring, or 10 AN, not wiring. I guess I'll just say lines. I bought 10 AN lines, connectors or fittings. The catch can was a 10 AN as well. That's linked in the description as well. And I did all that setup myself. You guys probably have seen it in the YouTube video. If you haven't, I have a whole build. I have 3 videos, I believe, 3 or 4 videos of me putting everything on the car, in the engine bay at least, not the fuel tank and stuff like that. Power steering, cooler and fluid was $40. It was pretty cheap. In the front, if you do an intercooler setup, you do have that power steering bracket. So what I did was I took out those power steering lines, got a power steering cooler from Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone. They sell them. They're really small. They're like this big. And what I did was I literally zip tied it to the front, and no issues there. My power steering perfectly fine. You do have to drain it and then put new fluid in, and I was good to go. And then the tune is the last thing. The tune cost me $500, and it was a dyno tune. So I put here 450 to 700. Like I said, in other areas it might be different. So 450 to 500 or to $700 is what you're probably going to be paying for a tune. I don't really recommend getting a remote tune. I recommend trying to find a shop near you if you're going to get it tuned. If you're in Florida, there is Palm Beach Dyno. On the West Coast, or on the East Coast, I'm sorry, they're over in West Palm. If you're here in Orlando, I recommend Jake at Lamoda Performance. He's a very busy guy, so just try to be patient with him, but his fucking tunes are spot on, literally spot on, like 0 fucking issues. His tunes are fantastic. My brother was on a bass tune in his 04 GT, and it ran fucking flawlessly. So definitely recommend him. And then Andrew from Mustang Lifestyle also started tuning, so he's another option. He has a dyno tune. He's up like by Lake Mary, I believe. or Sanford, something like that. He's up north there. And those are the three tuners that I can think of that are here in Florida. There's a guy in Georgia. His name is Marty. I forgot what his page is. It's like Marty OCHS, like Otches or something like that. He's on Facebook. Everybody's always tagging him in comments because he tunes cars very well. I did speak to him briefly because I wasn't getting an answer back from Jake, and so I reached out to him and said, hey, I need a tune for the car, and that guy is very knowledgeable. I would have 100% gone with a tune with him, or gotten the car tuned by him if he was local. I believe he's up in Georgia, so if you're in Georgia, you can check that guy out. So optional parts, you can do a fuel tank. I put a fuel tank. Oh, there you go. Jesus Christ. All right, so optional parts, I put fuel tank, $200. Fuel level sender and grommets, $50. Motor mounts and trans mount, I 100% recommend, if you have some old motor mounts or old trans mounts, swap them. Like, literally swap them. Just do it before you fucking put the supercharger in. It's gonna save you a hassle. I bought a new trans mount and I bought new motor mounts. The motor mounts were $70. They were the OEMs. They're not poly or anything like that. They're the OEMs one that LMR sells, or OEM styling, I guess. And then I bought a polyurethane trans mount. So that was the mount that I bought. That was poly. So yeah, so for me, it brought me out to a total of 65. That was so freaking rude, GoPro. Just absolutely cut me off. I'm putting this bitch. Sorry if you guys couldn't hear me. I was putting that thing on the AC because it got too hot on me. I don't know how it overheated. Like, I've never had that happen. So anyways, AC's blasting. Wow. I don't even know where it cut me off. I think it cut me off to the grand total. So I'll say it again. The grand total was $6,500. You could spend more, you could spend less. If you go with a used setup, you could probably spend like $3 grand. I really wouldn't recommend getting used injectors or spark plugs or coil packs. I wouldn't recommend getting anything used like that. You might as well just buy it new. That way you have warranty on it. If it's not working, you can return it. You don't spend a heap of money and then one injector's bad. Like, I've heard people that happen too. There's some people on Facebook that will sell you a whole kit of a used setup, Vortec, with the injectors, spark plugs, coil packs, everything. They'll send you you'll have the intercooler piping and everything, and it looks great. It'll be like $2 grand or something like that, and it'll be really cheap. But God forbid one of those injectors are bad, you're fucked. Jesus Christ, absolutely insane, bro. 2 times my GoPro died on me. I'm really hoping this footage saved, but like I was saying, if you bought injectors used and stuff like that, God forbid they're bad, you have to buy another set. Or, I mean, I doubt you can get one injector. I don't know. They usually come in packs. But yeah, I mean, that sucks. You know, you might as well just do it right the first time and just get a new set of injectors and just not have to worry about it. So yeah, I would say that. And if you're gonna get, so yeah, if you're buying used parts or like a used Vortec and stuff like that, you know, spin it by hand, make sure it's not loose. Same thing for a turbo setup, spin it by hand, make sure it's not loose, and just check everything out thoroughly. You know, you never know. People can always say, oh, I ran it for 3,000 miles and, you know, the shit's been ran since they fucking first got the car like 50,000 miles ago, you know, and they just cleaned it up. So just be careful buying stuff used. It's not always in your favor. Everybody's always selling stuff for themselves, you know what I mean, in their favor. They're trying to make money off of it. So they don't have your best interest in mind, is what I was trying to say. So yeah, so just be careful buying stuff used. Me personally, I like buying stuff new just so I don't have to worry about it. Same thing goes for a turbo setup. I don't know too much about turbo setups. I've never ran a turbo setup, nor did I do my research on a turbo setup. So I'm not too sure on the cost of turbo setups. They might be, you know, cheaper than a Pro Charger setup, which I've heard people are like, oh, I put a turbo setup for $1,200. You know what I mean? But I don't know what fucking turbo they're running. Is it Precision? Is it a fucking eBay turbo? You know, like what turbo is it? Is it Helion? Is it On 3? You know, it could be anything. So just if you're gonna go turbo, go turbo. They're both cool. I don't have a personal preference whether it's Pro Charged or turbo. Turbo, you're gonna have a little more difficulties, because I believe if you run a turbo setup, you have to get, you know, headers for that, especially if you want to run the turbo in the front and maybe out the fender or something. I still got to do my research on turbo, so don't quote me on all that, but I believe I've seen turbo setups and they have like forward facing headers, and I don't know how the fuck they do all that. Like I said, I've never done my research on turbo setups, so just do your research if you go turbo. For Vortec, it's pretty easy, or a Pro Charger. They're pretty easy. They're belt driven. You just get a bigger belt, get some idler pulleys, intercooler piping, swap injectors, coil packs. You don't even have to do coil packs. You can fucking run stock coil packs. But yeah, you know, it's easier to run a Vortec or a Pro Charger. Turbos are a little bit more difficult. You're dealing with like a wastegate and all that shit. So I don't even understand how turbos really work. I mean, I understand how they work, but like setting up, as far as like setting them up and like wastegate and all that shit, and dump, like having a dump and all that shit, like I don't know. That shit is mind-boggling to me. I still haven't learned about turbo setups, but I mean, the turbos sound really cool. You guys can probably search up Turbo 2V on YouTube and find a bunch of Turbo 2 valves, and they're really cool, honestly. I think they sound fucking badass. I just think they were too complicated for me, because I do all the work on my car. I touch my car. Like, I don't have anybody fucking touch my car unless it's like something electrical that I can't figure out, or I mean, at one time I had to fucking drop a trans, and I had to take it to a shop for them to drop the trans and replace the clutch for me, and that cost me a fucking arm and a leg. But most of the time I just wrench on it myself. So if something's wrong with the car, it's on me, and you know, I know what the fuck I did. It's not like I sent it to a shop and they built it and then they're like, oh, I don't fucking know, we did our job. So yeah, I mean, a little rant there, but I'm not really sure what else I should talk about. I guess I'll get out of the car and show you guys the car a little bit. Should we air it out? Should we air it out, boys? So you guys can hear it. Hey. All right. So just kind of a little overview of the car. It's a stock 2 valve, stock block, stock bottom end. Just has a Vortec V3 on it, and it is bagged. I bagged it, I wrapped it, boosted it. Those are the three things. I have a little bit of a fucking belt squeak, and it's annoying. Basically what I've done to the car is changed the front bumper, boosted it, hood, I have Termi mirrors, Mach 1 hood, 01 Cobra front bumper. I have a shaved Termi rear bumper. I have Whistler wheels. They are also a sponsor of the build. Brom seats. Brom is another sponsor of the build. I got those seats for $600. I got Whistlers. I believe they're SK1s. I got them for $600 as well. Mach 1 hood, I bought it for $500 on Facebook. The 01 Cobra bumper, my brother had bought it for me for Christmas. So shout out to him. He found one in Texas. What else? Oh, Termi mirrors. I had traded a shaved trunk for the Termi mirrors, so that was a hell of a fucking deal. A lot of people like those bullet shaved trunks, so yeah, traded those. And that's about it, man. I've had this car for about 2 years now, and it's badass. I mean, I enjoy it, so that's about it. But I'll leave it there. If you guys have any questions for me in the comments, go ahead and send them my way. I just thought I'd make this video because I did a poll on Instagram, and people were asking, you know, how much I paid for the Vortec and, you know, everything that I've done to the car and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys later. Like I said, ask me any questions below. I gotta figure out what the fuck this belt squeak is because it's annoying as shit. See you guys later. Peace. One thing I did forget to mention in the video, I will be coming out with some merch soon. I'm a little hesitant on it. I kind of have some stuff ready to go, but it's gonna be called XXI or 21. 21 is a number that has just been in my family. It's just like a kind of our family number, you know, our kind of like lucky number, I guess you could say. And yeah, I've been wanting to make some clothes. I did a poll on Instagram, and a lot of you guys said that you'd want to see some merch. So yeah, this is one of the shirts that I made. It's got a little logo on the front, and then on the back it's got a this is our shop shirt. So I'll see if I can put a picture up. I'm obviously not gonna take my shirt off. but yeah, I got a bunch of designs coming, so well, they're already ready to go. And yeah, just let me know if you guys want me to drop it. I'm like I said, I've been a little bit hesitant to drop this merch. I've had it ready to go for like the last month, and I'm kind of scared to do it, just mainly because of feedback. You know, I'm just kind of scared of feedback. But a lot of people said that they'd buy shirts, so you know, why not? I've been thinking about doing it for a while, so I feel like it's time to do it. So like I said, let me know in the comments if you guys would buy some merch. I'll try to put a picture up on the screen, and yeah, you guys let me know.